All right, good morning and happy Friday, boys and girls. Welcome to May 1st's short algebra lesson on graphing from slope-intercept form. So the equation we've been working with, y equals mx plus b, those of you who've been with us already this week should remember what everything means here. But just real briefly, m is slope. So the number in front of x, whatever number is in front of x, is slope. B is the, oops, B is the, always going to be the B is the y-intercept. So B is the y-intercept. What if we don't see a B? If I see y equals 3x, I don't see a B. What number? Think for a second to yourself, what number could be there that I wouldn't see? You guys probably said 0. 3x plus 0, right? So our y-intercept is 0. If we don't see anything, it's 0. What about this? What if I see y equals x plus 4? What number is in front of x if I don't see anything? And if I don't see anything in front of x, what times x is itself? 1, right? Any number, 1 times anything is the same. It stays the same. So here's what we know so far. M is the slope and B is the y-intercept. So if I know just those two things, if I know the slope and the y-intercept, I can put it on a graph. We're actually going to practice our homework assignment for today. It's going to be our first IXL we're going to do in a while. We're going to do the IXL on graphing, and I'm going to actually walk through how to figure out the information I need to do this assignment. So if you guys are struggling on it, you should be able to watch me kind of do this and explain what I'm doing and figure it out from there. So the very first thing I'm going to do whenever I look at any problem is I'm going to look at the number in front of x. That's my slope. That's m. This is y equals mx plus b, and it's a positive number, so I know that my line should be going up. If it's a negative, if it's positive, it's going up. If it's negative, it's going to go down, which means it's going to look like that. So if it's positive, it's going up. Negative, it's going down. So that's the first thing I'm going to look for. That way at the end I can do a mental check. Am I going up? Here we have -9 is my y-intercept. -9 is the y-intercept, and my slope is 1 over 7. So let's remember, slope is rise over run. So you go up 1 over 7. Let's actually go over here and let's do this. I know, looking here, -9 is my y-intercept. So on the IXL, I plot a point at -9. My slope is I go up 1 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I'm going to do a quick double check. This should be a positive slope, up 1 over 7, and my y-intercept is -9. So we should be correct. Let's look at our second problem here. Before I start, I'm going to do the same quick checks I've been doing so far. I have 1 over 9. That's a positive slope. I know in the end I'm going to be going up like this. My y-intercept is 3. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plot a y-intercept on my y-axis at 1, 2, 3, positive 3. My slope is up 1 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and, oops, not 8, and 9. Up 1 over 9. So I plot a point at y is 3, and I go up 1 over 9. We do the same sort of thing when we do this on graphing paper. This isn't really any different. On the next problem, I'm going to practice doing it just a little bit differently, so pay attention. So I'm going to start the same exact way. Actually, I can't do this one the way I was thinking about. We're going to just do this one normally. I'm going to start the same way. I'm going to identify my slope is 3. How can I write 3 as a fraction? 3 over 1, right? That would be 3 over 1 as a fraction, and my y-intercept is negative 10. So this is my y-axis. I'm going to go down to negative 10 on the y-axis. Now my slope is up 3, rise of 3 over 1, and that is all we have to do to graph our equations, or graph our equation on here. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show what if I want to do this a little bit differently. Let me show you sort of what I'm going to do. I'm going to start off by graphing my y-intercept of negative 7. Now let's look at my slope. My slope is negative 1 over 4. So I know I should go down this way, right? I'd plot a point somewhere over here. But what if my graph stopped here? Could I go backwards? How would I go backwards if it's a negative slope? If I'm going the other way? So instead of going down 1 and to the right 4, I can go up 1 and to the left 4. When we have a negative slope, I should have my x or y, one of the two has to be increasing. There's one positive move, my y increased and my x decreased. I could also go down 1, my y decreases and my x increases. Both of those make the same line. When I have a negative slope, I can go up and backwards, or I can go down and forwards. It doesn't matter which I pick. They're going to make the same line. Let's try the same thing here with a positive slope. So first I'm going to plot my y-axis is 3. My y-intercept is 3. So think about it. If I have a positive slope, up 1 and over 8 is what I would normally do. Those are two positive moves. So if I am plotting it and I want to go backwards just to practice, instead of making two positive moves, I'm going to make two negative moves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That way I still have that positive going up slope. So when I have a positive slope, I can either make two positive moves and go forward and up, or make two negative moves and go down and backwards. All right. So, just continuing on real quick here, we have y equals 1 over 9, negative 1 over 9x minus 7. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to look for my slope. I have a negative slope and a negative y-intercept. So I know I'm going to be going downwards. First, I'm going to plot my y-intercept at negative 7. Now my slope is down 1, it's negative 1, down 1, and over 9. So by now you guys should be getting the hang of plot y-intercept and just plot a second point based on the slope. And then right here we have one last problem I'm going to do before I just let you guys go on your own. Actually, I'm going to just jump to the, looks like. So you guys don't have to get up here to the harder questions, but I'm going to do one of these just to model what it looks like actually. So these ones are a little more difficult because my slope is not quite as simple as like 1 over 7, 8 over 3. You're going to have to just do a little more counting, but still this is pretty easy. I have a negative slope, so I'm going to be going down, and I have a y-intercept of 6, so I'm going to plot y equals 6 on the y-intercept. I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and over 3. It's still just as easy as I plot my y-intercept and I plot a second point based on my slope. So if you guys have any problems with this, go ahead and give me an email. I have full confidence in you guys. Have a great